Hello, Diana. How are you? It's lovely to have you on today.
Yeah, thank you for inviting me. And nice to be with you today.
Lovely. Now, I'm going to introduce a little bit to about Diana. Today, Diana's here on the episode of Expanding Awareness and Empowerment for Women, part of our Simply Inspired live channel. And she's a teacher of Neurographica and a spiritual practitioner, and she's transformed her life through this expression of healing and expanded awareness. She's moved from Bulgaria to Cyprus, and there's a bit of a story behind that, so it's going to be quite interesting. And leaving her job at the Pizza Hut to become a full-time spiritual leader and teacher and a person who helps people. So that gives you a little bit about what we're going to cover today, because this lovely lady in front of us, as you can see, a very beautiful lady, is going to share some of her insights to inspire us all. So anyway, Diane, it is lovely to have you with us, and we're going to. This is for everything spiritual and uplifting and empowering. But anyway, tell us a little bit about yourself, because you were inspired to come to Cyprus, where we're both living now, and where you've been living for some time,
Yeah.
and leave your home country. And to come to Cyprus. Could you tell us a little bit about that in your background? Because I'm sure we'd like to know a little bit about that.
Yeah. Sometimes we tend to make change in our lives because something is happening, because either it's something good or something, positive lead us toward the change. In my case, to come in Cyprus, it was a not negative thing, but I had a financial situation in Bulgaria and I needed to resolve it. So for me, the solution that time was to come in Cyprus. I was between choosing an England or Cyprus, and I'm happy that I chose it. I chose Cyprus, one very beautiful country, and I fell in love with this country from the first moment. And yeah, I was thinking to come here just for a couple of years, just until I solve my financial issue. But as I said, I fell in love with the island, with the spirit, with the people here, and I stayed.
Yes, now I can understand that because the people here are beautiful. And it's a
Yeah.
healing island. Now we met through the MBS, which was a pretty nice event, wasn't it? But everybody seemed to be inspired to want to be more whole or more the best version of themselves, which is,
Yeah.
I'm liking that. Okay, that makes a lot of sense. We all
Yeah.
make that. And, okay. Now, I remember you saying that you had to transition, you had to learn the language and get used to the how everything was here. How did you find that when you first moved into Cyprus?
When I first moved, I knew only a little bit of English. And by immersing in job and in the culture, I find out that it was easy for me to adapt. I am quite flexible person, and for me it was very easy to adapt the language because there are similarities with Bulgarian, not a lot of things, but there are something similar. And also the people, they are very helpful. Even if you don't know something, they're not laughing at you. They are helping. They are, I felt like home, even I'm not home. And even now, when I come from Bulgaria to Cyprus, I'm saying I'm going home or I'm home, because that transition I didn't felt it. I remember the first month away from my daughter and away from my family was a little bit difficult for me, but after that, it was like I was at the right place and where I have been before. It felt like I found my root, if a roots here. Maybe
I
this helped me.
I can understand that a lot, in fact, because having been here and found how helpful the people are and how beautiful they are, and quite a lot of them are very spiritual and also different factors. I
Mhm.
find that amazing. Now, a lot of people are scared of change, which I know
Yeah.
we were talking about just before we came on. And this transition from one, place, I came from the UK and you came from Bulgaria, is massive, obviously.
Mhm.
Um, and you said something about obviously you came alone at first. So, how did you find and adapt to the change? How did you feel about that change and obviously leaving some of your family in Bulgaria?
At the beginning, I was with Sylvia, my daughter's father. We was both of us here. Then we brought her after 2 years in Cyprus, and eventually we separated after a couple of years. But this is the life. The life gives us people to come, and after when they finish their job, they're going. And I'm happy that by him going away from us, um, it revealed something else to me. It revealed because I was always afraid. What am I going to do if I am alone? How am I going to handle, my life, the financial issue, things, and to raise my daughter by myself? Is it going to be difficult? But I find out that there is nothing scary about it. When you do what you feel right for you, not what someone else is telling you, then you are on the right path. And I'm happy that I raised my daughter by myself. Even there are ups and downs in life as usual, but she became very, very gentle and very nice person.
She is lovely. Yeah, she is a very gentle, reflective, and lovely person. Yes, definitely. I
Mhm.
think that's important because you said that, when you follow your heart, you follow your soul, you follow your direction, you do. And you know it's right. It's some deep part of you. And I think a lot of people sometimes need to listen and feel that little thing inside them. Yeah, because for a long time, even intuitively, I felt that draw, and you do, and when you land somewhere, you're like, wow, this is right, this is perfect. I
Mhm.
respect that, and I respect the decisions because they're difficult decisions. And I know a lot of people watching will feel that. They will feel like these transitions are huge, but you can face them, and as you said,
Yeah.
how did you think?
And something that I see a lot of times, the people, they are afraid to listen to their intuition, and they tend to listen to their mind, what is telling them. But that's the wrong decision. That's the wrong voice that they are listening to. Better listen to your intuition, to what your soul is telling you, because there it's the truth about them, about their life, about everything, what they need to step in. The mind is the ego, and a lot of times it tends to be like a false truth there.
Yeah,
And
I understand that.
mhm,
I'm a big advocate of that, and I entirely do. I feel that with you. So, both
mhm,
very,
mhm.
very much. Now that was interesting because you said to me that you'd been in a sort of rat race of 10 years with
Yeah.
the Pizza Hut, I think it was, or so. And you were running this thing and running
Yeah.
around. Yeah, and then you decided to change your lifestyle. So tell me a little bit about that because that's quite a important position.
Yeah. So even before I quit Pizza Hut, I wanted to start working on my own and having my own business, helping people discover their potential and changing their lives. Even before maybe 4 or 5 years before I stopped working in Pizza Hut, but it wasn't the right time. And when I started this Neurographica instructor training course, which is a life-changing course, the things start really shifting in my life. And when I was ready to step in my own journey of building my own brand, my own business, and helping people in my own way that I feel it the right for me, and I work very like it's part of me, that knowledge, then the opportunity appear, and I am thankful for my greatest teacher in this journey in Cyprus. This is my ex-boyfriend, which he was a great teacher for me, and he somehow helped me to quit this job and start my own journey. But from that time, I am handling the situation with my own powers, and I'm very happy.
Well, that's nice. So these people have opened doors for you as you've gone along, including your expert. That is
Yeah.
how it works, as serendipities and walking through the doors. And people present things, don't they? I sort of like that. That's pretty neat. Now,
Yeah.
Neurographica is a very interesting spiritual and holistic healing, which I've had the privilege of seeing you do, but my understanding still is probably a little bit limited. So I'm going to get you to explain it. But it's an interesting way of following and finding yourself through that system. So I'm going to get you to describe it a little bit in layman's terms, because it is a passion of yours, which I know, and it's very much led you into a better space. So please, yeah.
Briefly, Neurographica is a method that helps us reprogram our brain and unfold our true potential, because it helps us to remove and to transform actually the limiting beliefs that we have about ourselves, about our life, about everything that holds us back, and to how to say, to embrace all the challenges in life with the curiosity and what could happen now. And from that time I started, since I am Neurographica instructor, I start seeing the life in different perspective, because I see opportunities in every crisis, in every challenge. And this is what Neurographica helped me, because Neurographica is a method that combines psychology and art. It's not just the art, it's psychology and art. And we talk with ourselves, even we cannot express something verbally. A lot of times we have this, but we understand very, very deeply the situation with your intuition, because you connect with your true self. We connect with your truth about yourself and truth about what is best for you. That's why I think when I was ready, when I finished my course, my study, I had this opportunity to start my own business, because I connected my soul to what I want to do.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen how it works. I've seen the patterns and the shapes and the colors people use, and they have different ways of expressing themselves through that. Okay. And I can understand how creatively they would unlock parts of their subconscious, maybe their psychology through that expression. But I get you to describe that a bit more, because I'm curious about that myself. I touched on this last time with you, where I do a bit of art. I do quite a lot of art therapy actually, but art therapy is a similar process where somebody leads themselves through their own healing process, and they feel their way into a space. But tell me a little bit more how that helps people. Maybe you can give me a little example.
Sure, how that helps. A lot of time we feel like there is a stress in us, and by putting it on the paper and transforming it, because we see this transformation, we see how the stress disappear, and we transform it from negative. We take the lessons from there and the resources and whatever it's meant for us to understand it that time. We tend to get it. We tend to transform it into the positive. The other thing that how Neurographica helps is to create the best outcome you want for yourself, is to design your life, or you want to meet the better people. You put it on paper and you meet those people. Also to improve relationship. You smooth the conflict between you and the other person. You understand their perspective. There are 9 different algorithms in Neurographica, which helps in all these areas of our life. How to organize your time, how to communicate better with people, how to put a goal for you, a target, and to achieve it, how to harmonize your emotions, or how to design your better outcome, and to remove the limitations for this. So all these there are 9 different courses, which everyone gives you another point of view of your life, of your situation, and you can transform it just by doing the neuroline, which is, it leads you to a place where you don't expect to go. It shows that you go out of the patterns, you go out of the matrix that you used to live. All of a sudden you turn your head, it's like you discover a whole new world that was in front of you all your life, but it was somehow blind to see it. But at one moment, because you removed the limitations in front of you, you removed because we put glasses that you want to see something, but you can't. And with Neurographica, you remove these glasses, because you step deep inside you. You transform on many, many levels. It's not just here and now. It's not just your subconsciousness or your conscious mind, how you think about something. You change very deeply in you.
I like that. So some blocking. I like that. There's some blocking emotions, opening up different thought channels, different perspectives. That's quite brilliant. And I know I have read a little bit about it, obviously, because, I realize that the system's it's got its own brilliance to it. Now, for you, I guess you gained out of it because it gave you different perspectives, like you said. But I
Yeah.
also remember that you have other things that you are pursuing that are healing and spiritual and other interests. And so could you share a little bit more about that? Because I know you're very into the general holistic well-being of a person. So yeah.
I am like curious to learn more and more about holistic healing and to help people. So I'm like certified theta healing practitioner. I just finished the intuitive anatomy theta healing, which is very deep level healing and helping people. I help with applied kinesiology, which is also unblocking the chi energy in our body. Whatever I feel it resonates with me, I am learning and I'm discovering now new things in Neurographica and in the neurodesign school, also from Pavel Piskaryov. And they're very interesting things, and I'm discovering more and more. But for this, I have more time to share later, in the future when I'm ready with them. But also numerology is very interesting because it shows me what is the person in front of me, which are the most dominant energy, and if they feel stuck somewhere, what could unblock them? What could unblock their energy and move forward? What is their power, superpowers, and gifts that they have? So everything is quite interesting, and when you combine them, it gives one whole idea of the person and how the person can achieve something more in life.
Oh, I like that. Now, you know that we had this conversation. I use multiple disciplines to help people, which is I think is really important. I do like numerology, and when I've had it done myself, it's been incredible because it brings out all sorts of things you already know, like the creativity. Then it brings out other latent other abilities, like I'm very good with language. You think, oh my gosh, and it starts to unblock ideas and thoughts, and you go from there. These are lovely disciplines that you're working with, obviously, with the theta and everything else. And for me, healing people is huge. Why we have the channel, why I do the work I do is all about helping those people to a different space or a different place or a different perspective so that they can then, as you said, unblock, evolve and move. So, this is important work. I think that we give up sometimes the things, like I said, you were doing pizza, you came from, Bulgaria, and you've given up a whole bunch of stuff, but you've gained so much more from the journey, which is evident from your expression. So I'm sort of punctuating that because it's pretty obvious. Okay. Now, I sort of like the idea of, you must have had, as you're coaching and working with people, when you're working with the people with Neurogenica, you must have had special times or special people. Now, you can't say who they are, but special moments when you've seen some sort of transformation. Perhaps you could share something like that if that comes to your mind.
The most amazing moments for me are when somebody comes to me after a session or lessons that we had and to tell me, do you know the things that we worked on and they changed and I found a solution and it was so easy and how I didn't see it earlier, and it was like obvious, and or I drew and on the next day the things that happened and I was like fascinating how quickly the things they can reveal. And or let's say students that they're using the method and they're really transforming their life, and I see how they evolve and they change. Those are the moments that I really appreciate, and that's why I do what I do, because it's not about what I can give. It's not about me. It's about what they can change, what they can receive in their life, what positive impact I can create with my work for them.
Yeah,
And
that shows you your passion and your
mhm,
love of what you do is one of the reasons that the interview happened because it just shows and it glows within you. And I think you are your own product of, and I hate the word product, but the expression of the self of you that comes forward from this is very authentic. And that again is shared. And so, yeah, I can understand that. Okay. No.
They told us many years when we study that we should be product of our product, and that resonates with me a lot, because really what I teach and what I show to people, it's what helped me become who am I today. And I'm really proud of myself that I am the person now, and I can stand up, I can be here with you, and I can talk with you, because a few years ago I didn't feel it like I can do it, and to be in front of camera and to speak about me. I was so shy, and I'm not interesting, and what can I say to people? But actually the truth is somewhere else, and it's within us. And once you embrace these challenges and the life and the love to yourself, this what shows you another person, another perspective, another life that you deserve.
Oh, yes, yes, yes. And I like the bit where you deserve, because, when you are fulfilling that element of you, you are living that reality. Oh, I'm loving that. Okay. Now, for me, that is the truth. And as you get older, I think the more you fulfill those identities, ideas, and those concepts of you, the more your life blossoms. And it's not all about, money and this and that, as people put on social media and these sorts of things. It's about self-fulfillment, love, harmony, and all the good stuff. Yeah. It's a magical message, by the way. I hope Diana's marvelous. Okay. If people wanted to make a positive change in their lives, and what advice would you give them to step forwards, to do something? Because you said something quite profound before we actually started, this interview. But yeah, perhaps you could share that concept about change.
The change looks scary at the beginning, but and that's why a lot of people, they're afraid to change. I was in that place. I was afraid to change my life. What will happen? Am I going to manage my life? What am I going to do alone? And a lot of questions, they start appearing. But once you step out of the comfort zone and this fake, for me it's not fake, false reality, that you feel you're okay there, that zone, and the life changed by itself, and the life gives you and rewards you with better things in life that you was afraid to, because when you're in front of a change, you see the things negative because you don't know what to expect. But expect the best, and the best will come. This is how we should see the life. One example that it comes to me right now. When, let's say, we want to change our job, and we have the power, and we have the knowledge, and we have our mission to be like a healer or something else, but we have our comfort zone to work there, and we feel okay. And all of a sudden, because we don't do this change because we want it, the life gives us some bad situations, like we lose our job or something else will happen, and you don't have this job, we don't have this comfort, because you're able to do something better. That's why they're coming these challenges in our life, to push us to see the change that we need to make. And we should embrace these moments and be grateful for them. Otherwise, we're not going to see them. If we're not capable of something better, we're not, nothing will come to us.
And
So
I agree with you that there's that saying, isn't it? Out of every adversity comes a seed of equal or greater benefit. And so true. We think they're horrible when they happen to us, and then we look back and we think, oh, wow, we had the opportunity to. Yeah.
yeah, like, thanks God that this happened to me, so I could start my own job, or I could move to another, let's say, what comes to, what I remember now. Because of my situation with the money in Bulgaria, I came to Cyprus, and I'm grateful for this change in my life, because here it happened, my personal transformation. I'm not sure if I was in Bulgaria, I was gonna change that much and to this level that I am now. So I'm really happy that I made this change. And I appreciate everyone changing my life, everyone difficult situation, every lesson I had.
Yes. The
Yeah.
same. I take those with me. And then, of course, you can share those. And in overcoming, you become, and then you step forward. And, life has got that magical quality. And you've touched on manifestation, where people unblock their emotional blocks and their subconscious programs, and then they move forward, which is quite profound.
Mhm.
Now, I know that that's something that's happened to you when you're evolving into your space, but what are your future plans in terms of what you're going to do next? Because you're quite an empowered lady. As you said, you're living on your own terms, and you're very authentic to yourself. What are your plans for even the near future? I know you're practicing bits and bobs. What do you envision for yourself?
My plan is to expand my motivation, my inspiration, the thing that I want to give to people to to bigger scale. Now I'm working mostly in Cyprus, and mostly in Cyprus. And even, okay, I'm not to the level I want, but I'm working, and I took things very seriously because I want to expand to one bigger level and to help more women to transform their life. I want to help women because I feel connected with them as a woman that have been in this journey, and I want to go globally.
Yes, now this I love. Now I'm all for empowering women, and I do a lot of global work, and that it's very rewarding. Empowering women, especially in the times that we're in, where they can be, if
Yes.
you're going to use the word emancipated, be more, they have that feminism, but not negatively, taking that into a positive space is huge. And when I started doing interviews with people, that was the whole idea of that. And empowerment is huge. And people come away and they say, "Wow, that was fantastic. Thank you, Diane." And they will with yourself. Okay. Now, is there anybody you'd like to specifically thank or look back on as a mentor, or even a current mentor, or somebody that you're really grateful for them being around you? Now, you mentioned your ex-boyfriend and even the changes with your husband and bits and bobs, but is there anybody else that you'd like to thank?
I would like to thank my greatest teacher, supporter, and blessing in my life. This is my daughter, which is I'm very connected with her, and she's really in the journey with me, and she's by my side in good or bad. I'm really blessed having my child with me, and I see my transformation, how it changes her for the better. And this motivates me even every day to work more and more on myself because, we don't stop working on ourselves once we're at a certain level. We continue working. So this motivates me to work on myself more so I can see her transformation. I can see her glowing, growing, and changing.
That's true. Now, I've met your daughter and I've had the privilege to be around her, and I would agree that there is a wonderful connection between you. And some of the choices you've made for her have been hard, but they show that they're there with her and if you like, through her. Yeah, I can understand that. That's a beautiful message. I think there's an awful lot of people watching this that would realize that it's such a valuable thing, especially the people closest to us. Okay,
I want to say something in that matter.
Yeah.
A lot of times, women they stay in because I see myself in that. I was in that situation. We stand in wrong relationship because my daughter she needs to have her father around her, or I want to see her happy but I feel miserable. That's very wrong because in order for the kids to feel happy, first of all, we need to be happy because when they see us sad or not in a good position, not happy, they feel that that is their fault, which is not right. And a lot of women I see they think that it's selfish to want to be happy. But I will say in order for our kids to be happy, first of all, we need to be happy. We need to be fulfilled and satisfied. And then, because they follow our steps.
That's true. We are the
That's
role models for them and a lot of other people. That's very, very true. And it's very profound because I do. I find the same. In fact, I've been with people today as clients, and that's exactly the conversation I've been having. They're staying in a situation it's terrible for everybody concerned, and it's not going to end well unless they make the changes. They do what's right, and they work with their children and look after the family the way they should be. That's profound. And it's very, very common, as you said. So there's going to be a lot of people listening to this whom are women in exactly that position. Oh,
Yeah,
yeah. Very
yeah,
much.
yeah,
That's
that's important. Take care of yourselves, of yourself, and the kids, they will be much happier after. It's not, I will be happy when my kids are happy. No, I will be happy and my kids will be happy.
exactly. Actually, I was going to ask you final words of advice, but that actually ends on them. People being happy is being true to themselves. Yes. And not being in situations that they're sacrificing parts of themselves or hurting themselves in order to try and make it, some sort of duty thing. These are wise words. And in amongst everything you said, there's been some beautiful gems which you've shared, which I've taken on board. There's the passion and the love for what you do shows. It goes before you. And this is what I'm hoping, people will take away today. So, the audience that are listening in on this or watching this will take away this feeling as well as the wiseness of the words. And it's been a pleasure. Well, gosh, we've got through some of those wonderful questions in a beautiful manner. And you've been an absolute pleasure to have on. And as I said, you radiate a lot of these lovely values. And with that, I think we're going to say it's been a wonderful interview, and thank you for your time, Diana. I really enjoyed it. And I look forward to catching up with you soon. So for all of those who are watching, please do subscribe as well to the Simply Inspired channel. And it's been a pleasure being with Diana today. And I'm going to say goodbye from both of us.
Goodbye. Bye-bye.